What's going on, everyone? Dom from the Game Looters here. In today's video, guys, we are bringing you 10 essential tips for Pokemon Legends Arceus. Now, these 10 tips are essential to your adventure in Pokemon Legends Arceus, and these are the biggest tips that I could share with you guys to start your adventure. When it comes to these specific ones, there is not any time better than learning these as early as possible before you even boot up Legends Arceus for the first time. Now, none of what we cover in this video is really spoilery, but if you are sensitive to any kind of spoilers whatsoever, like you absolutely want to know zero about the game, then click off and come back later after you're maybe a couple of hours in the game. With all that being said, let's go ahead and start with tip number 1. So with tip number 1, the first thing that I need to share with you guys is to take your time. It goes without saying that Pokemon Legends Arceus is a very, very special game. It is almost masterpiece level when it comes to the Pokemon world. So I have to urge you guys to please take your time with this adventure. And the reason I put this in right at number 1 is in case you guys go ahead and click off now, I want to make sure that I at least shared with you guys that you should be taking your time in Pokemon Legends Arceus. It is so special, and it can only basically be given once. You can only experience this one time. So if anything, I need to share with you guys to please make sure that you guys take your time. This is a magical experience, and I know sometimes it can be really cool to tell your friends, people in other chats, Discord, stuff like that, that you beat a game in 5, 10, 20 hours when it should take double or triple or quadruple that. But this is one of those games that you just want to experience because it is magical. So make sure that you take your time with it. At tip number 2, so along with taking your time, make sure that you catch absolutely everything that you see in the game. The goal in this game is to fill your Pokédex and discover everything that you can in the Hisuian region. So as you come across new areas, spend time filling your Pokédex with every single Pokemon that you see. Trust me, not only will it make your experience better, but it's basically required to finish the game. So do not miss out and catch them all just like Edge Ketchum in 1998. At tip number 3, we have materials. So along with exploration, you have gathering materials. So as you explore the Hisuian region, you are going to be wanting to gather everything that you see. It is absolutely crucial to your adventure. So as you're exploring, every time that you have a tree that you see, I need you guys to throw out a Pokemon. You need to be able to gather all the berries and all the apricorns. Apricorns especially are going to be essential when it comes to making Pokeballs, especially early on. The crafting system is a big implementation that was implemented in this game, so you're definitely going to want to make sure that you craft frequently, but you have the items to support your crafting. Now, every rock you see, make sure you send out a Pokemon. You want to gather all those pebbles. Every shiny rock that you see, throw a Pokemon out and gather those pebbles and the Stardust. Trust me, money is something that you're going to need a lot of in Pokemon Legends Arceus, so every shiny rock, make sure you take advantage of it. The coolest thing in Legends Arceus is if you see a tree, a rock, a shiny rock, and another tree, you can throw out 4 Pokemon and they can all be doing different things. There are caves and things in this game to where I have thrown out multiple Pokemon and they've all been doing something different as I get back on my Weirdeer and I just jet out of there. So trust me, you're going to want to make sure that you gather absolutely everything and that you don't skip out. At tip number 4, we have your item storage. So in Pokemon Legends Arceus, you are going to have your item storage, and you're going to end up getting a lot of different items as you explore and as you're gathering all of your materials. Now, with the item storage, you need to make sure that as early as you can inside of the galaxy, basically the place that you come to turn in everything, inside of this place, you're going to come across a NPC inside of the galactic space here. So this NPC specifically is the one that will increase your space in your satchel. So you want to make sure that every time that you have enough money, enough Poké Dollars to do so, that you talk to him and you increase your storage space. tip number 5, along with your item storage expansion, the next thing that comes into play is item storage management. I need you guys to make sure that you guys are going back to your base very frequently. Make sure that you are doing frequent visits and just being mindful of your storage in Pokemon Arceus. And you can simply check it by just pushing up on your D-pad, and you can see how much storage that you have left. So as you make your trips to the base, make sure that you guys go and hit up this little storage thing here. And you can simply move all the items that you're not going to need by pushing X into your main storage area, into your item box. And while you're here, go ahead and talk to this guy and just rest up as well. You want to make sure that you're always rested. And the last thing you want is to go back out and find a really cool Pokemon that you want and you haven't rested up. So make sure that you're resting as well while you're here visiting the base and putting in all of your items in your storage. At tip number 6, we have Alpha Pokemon. Alpha Pokemon are going to be the Pokemon that spawn in the Hisui region that have those really big red eyes and typically look pretty scary. As you explore the region, you're going to come across a lot of these, and I mean a lot of Alpha Pokemon. You're going to want to make sure that you engage them because they are going to have some of the best effort levels, and they're typically A, ginormous, but B, super awesome. I have caught a ton of Alpha Pokemon really, really early, almost as soon as I was able to explore and catch Pokemon in the region. So I recommend doing this as soon as you begin seeing them. Now, some bonus tips for this is I recommend sneaking up on them and hitting them with a berry or some kind of edible that they can eat, and trying to catch them because sometimes you will get lucky. You have to remember that Pokemon is an RNG-based game, so you do have the chance to just chuck a Pokeball and completely get lucky, even with Alpha Pokemon, even if they are a few levels above you. At tip number 7, we have Distortion. So along with Alpha Pokemon, the other really awesome spawn in the overworld while you're exploring the Hisui region is Distortion. So Distortions are these really weird things that occur inside of the overworld, and you cannot miss them when they happen. You'll be able to see them on your map, and you'll also be able to see them with your eyes in the overworld. Now, when they spawn, never skip over these. Always beeline it straight to a Distortion and make sure that you take them on. Reason being is when you do take on the Distortions, you're going to find that a lot of super duper rare spawns in Pokemon are going to spawn in. I've gotten really awesome Pokemon early on in the game like Alakazam, Rhyperior, Porygon, Mr. Mime. There is a ton of Pokemon that is fully evolved, so if you get it now, you don't have to worry about using Magmarizers or Metal Coats or all of these other different items that are expensive and they take a lot of effort to get. Instead, you can get them through rare spawns inside Distortions. On top of that, if you just kind of run around and avoid the Pokemon spawns during a Distortion, you're going to find a ton of star pieces, a ton of Stardust, a ton of just stones to evolve Pokemon. A lot of really, really valuable items will spawn in during Distortion, so never ever miss out on these. If you want to learn more about Distortions and see me take one on, click the video right now on the top of the pin, and you can see on the top of the video I have a pin there, and you can watch my video on Distortions. Go check that out. At tip number 8, we have farm. Make sure early on in the game, as soon as the farm becomes available to you, which is extremely early on, that you take the time and spend time farming. I know it sounds kind of silly, but every single day, every in-game day, you can harvest a bunch of items. Now, what do you mean exactly by that? Let me show you guys. So we're going to head right here. And this is the guy here who runs the farm. So if we check in and I check in with him, he says, we're done gathering. We have some items to harvest. So right now I was harvesting medicinal items. So if we see, he's going to give me the items here. And he gave me Vivichoke, Bugwork Blooms, and Peppa Plant. So these are items that are a little bit more difficult to find in the overworld. So now I'm going to say, you know what, man? I want you to harvest more apricorns for me for only 500 Poké Dollars. So he's going to go ahead and harvest apricorns. Right now, where I am in the game, I can get up to about 30, 35 apricorns every time that it harvests, every in-game day. Now, as you're gathering all the materials around the overworld, as you're just naturally exploring, like I said, you're going to go through a lot of the items really fast when you're crafting. So if you can have backup going down in your farm, then you're going to want to be checking in on this every in-game day. And you can farm and harvest a lot of additional items. That way you can craft to your heart's content, so you never miss out on a Pokemon because you're out of items and you got to go shake some trees. At tip number 9, we have side quests. Alright, so I know that side quests might not be for everybody, and you might just want to beeline the game, but I'm telling you right now, do not skip out on the side quests. There are some side quests that are even required to just finish and beat the game. I'm talking fully completing the game. There are a couple of side quests that you have to absolutely do. So if you skip them and stop doing them early on, you're gonna have to backtrack later, and it's just going to be a pain in the butt and very, very unenjoyable for you. So make sure that you do a lot of the side quests now. I know that sometimes, you know, a side quest might sound kind of silly and it might just be like a fetch quest, but you know, there are certain really awesome NPCs that you can engage with in the story that you wouldn't be able to if you didn't do the side quest. Remember, you're a visitor here in Jubilife and in the Hisui region, so be a part of it and help all the people out here. Trust me, you will feel really, really just fulfilled by filling out some of these side quests. There was one side quest where a kid asked for just 5 Pokeballs, but if you found out why, it's because he has a really yearn to go and catch his first Pokemon ever, which is kind of a rarity in the region right now where you're at. And you're helping him out just by giving him 5 Pokeballs. It feels really good. There is a ton of different side quests, and if you guys look on screen now, you see that I can get some experience candy, I can get some new items in my clothing shop, I can get some new options in my photography studio, I can get gravel, which boosts up my effort levels, I can get Stardust, which gives me money, I can get experience candy, which boosts up my experience, just complete experience levels completely, full heals, grain cakes, and these are just some of the ones that I have that I need to get done still. So trust me, do the side quest in Pokemon Legends Arceus. You're gonna have the most complete experience if you do. And at number 10 and our last tip, make sure that you have the sound effects in Legends Arceus all the way up. Reason being is shinies in Pokemon Legends Arceus are awesome. They appear in the overworld, which is one of my favorite things ever. I already have a few shinies in Legends Arceus right now, and it's simply because I was able to hear them when shinies spawn in, whether you're on your Weirdeer, on a Basculegion, whether you're on the Braviary in the sky, you're able to hear the little sound effect that happens when a shiny spawns in the overworld, and you can visibly see it because you see the little sparkle that occurs. So to never miss a shiny, make sure your sound effects are all the way up. That way you can always be on the lookout and listen for when a shiny spawns in. Even if you're not a shiny hunter, it is just one of the best experiences to have in the game when you can just find a shiny without even trying in the overworld. It will make it addictive, and you might just become a shiny hunter yet if you're not already one. Alright my friends, that has been these 10 essential tips to help you out on your Pokemon Legends Arceus adventure. This game is really a masterpiece, and it might be my game of the year for 2022 already. So I hope these 10 tips really help you out on your adventure, and if they do, make sure you guys hit the like, make sure you hit the subscribe, and share some more tips that you might already have in Legends Arceus down in the comments below. I appreciate you guys being here, and I hope you guys come back for more Pokemon Legends Arceus. Have fun with the game, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.